If you take education, was always about STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. And then what happened was that computers and AI, the first thing it replaces is actually these tasks. Mathematics, obviously computers can do better. Engineering, certain things computers can do pretty quickly. But I think computers lack the ability to do some of the skills that are required in the future. So Yuval Harari talks about 4 C's, and I'm going to elaborate more on those 4 C's, as well as then talk about other skill sets that are required that you need in the digital age. So let's put it this way, communication as one of the skill sets. Now the fact of the matter is that today computers are very, in a way, mathematical about their answers. So the ability to communicate requires empathy, it requires active listening, it requires the ability to collaborate with people. Now the fact of the matter is that communication is something that human beings can do better than computers. So building communication skill sets, very essential. If you take critical thinking, right, decision making. Now I'll cover decision making, I'll share with you one example of a person called Anupam Mittal, who's the founder of Shadi.com, and he's a very active angel investor in our space. So he talked about decision making with 4 lenses. He talked when you take decisions, you have to take decisions with a lens of emotion. That is there an emotion component when you take a decision? He talked about a decision about rational. What is the rational, logical reason you're taking a decision? But it's also to do with conditioning. What kind of conditioning do you have because of which you're taking a decision? Because you were brought up in a certain manner, you were taught certain things, because of that you take that decision. And last thing is you take a decision because of ego or vanity. Now I'll give you an example. I own a table tennis team called Goa Challengers, and when I invested in the team, I thought that it's going to make money. Like IPL makes money, some of the global teams in football and American teams make money, so I thought I'm going to make money. But what I realized was that the first few years of a league, it requires a lot of investment and you actually don't recover the monies. But then I thought to myself that if I look at the lens from an ego or vanity, I love sitting in that owner's box next to Ronnie Screwvala, who also owns a team in the table tennis league. I love being on television for that 8-10 days. I love saying that the world number 8 plays in my team. And the fact of the matter is that this decision was no longer logical or emotional, probably a little bit emotional, but more it was ego and vanity. So once I know that I'm taking a decision for ego and vanity, that's fine. I'm investing in that team because that's what I can afford right now, and that's what I'm doing. So it's very important that these skill sets like problem solving, like critical thinking, are inculcated in you, decision making, collaboration. Collaboration is very important, right? Because what happens is collectively humanity exists and has become apex species on this planet is because we have this ability to collaborate. We believe in the same stories. Yuval talks about how all of us believe in the same stories about money or companies or football or sports. That's the reason we are the apex species on this planet. But the other important skill he talks about is creativity. That how are you creative? And creativity is nothing to do with only performing art or sculpture. Creativity can be creativity in making money, becoming an entrepreneur, doing angel investing, leading companies, building companies, that's all creative. So the thing is, these are skill sets that are going to be very critical if you want to succeed. But I would like to add a few skill sets to this. I think persistence is one skill set that I think you require. As an entrepreneur, you're going to be having a lonely journey. You're going to have a lot of challenges. One day will come when you'll not be able to pay salaries, you'll have to raise capital, but persisting in what you're doing is a skill set that you need to develop. Resilience. I think resilience is probably the most important skill set because when you get knocked down, do you come back up or not? So these are the skill sets that you'll have to develop if you want to survive in the digital age in terms of learnability, in listening, collaboration, creativity, all these skill sets. The more and more skill sets you develop, which are very different from engineering and math skill sets, those are skill sets that are going to make you successful in the digital age, while engineering and math would have made you successful 20, 30 years ago.